Hey, hi, my name is Michael. I'm the graphic designer at Solar Art. I run the production department of the large format presses. What we're going to be showing you is an install video. This is how we like it all to be done. This is how it works for the journeyman installers, and we'd like to pass this down to all the new installers and promote that confidence to all of our installers so they have a great experience with applying these murals to these large walls. It's very exciting to do it, but do it correctly. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be speaking of how to prep the material. When we prep the material for a job like this, you'll see that this is a beautiful mural, a beautiful Huntington Beach mural, and we're going to consume 6 panels. So when we're preparing this media, you'll see that what we've done is we've trimmed it to kiss color left and right. That's every panel. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take it to the job. We'll get all of our tools, we get over to the job, and then what we do is we assess it. We look at there's furniture, try to form some clarity, some ground space for us to work to perform our task. So we back up some furniture, we pre-measure our wall, you can see that. We look at the wall. The wall needs to be groomed. The wall needs to be prepared. I'd like to address the issue of isopropyl alcohol and other types of cleaning techniques for the substrates that graphics are applied onto. Windows and mirrors, you treat them the same. You approach it with the razor blade, your hand, and you try to find any types of burrs, bumps and lumps and stuff like that that may hinder your finished product. You want to razor it, clean it, and then you want to isopropyl alcohol. You're good to go to adhere your graphics. When you're working on a latex wall, indoor wall, building wall, indoors, okay, obviously you can't use isopropyl alcohol because you're going to break down the latex. So you want to get yourself with your palm, okay, you want to prepare the surface, you want to make sure that there's no lumps of drywall, no clumps. As you see the installers, they're grooming the wall, looking for blems and embellishments that are going to be cumbersome to the install. They might protrude the graphics out and they will be scraped. So they're looking to make the wall as comfortable as possible so that the media will accept it. Certain elements there that have jumped on the wall and it might hinder the adhesion of the material that you're going to put on with the graphics on it. So you want to prepare the wall, smooth it out, use the razor blade, take those little nicks off it, and then get a brush, okay? Don't use isopropyl alcohol, use a brush. And you brush your substrate clear and clean away. You're setting the stage for your graphics on a latex wall, indoor surface. Outdoor surfaces, that's a whole nother thing. You don't really have a whole lot of shots. You may want to clean a concrete wall, a piece of glass that's outside, you use isopropyl alcohol, indoors or outdoors. But when you're working on an outside piece of wall, you just got to do the best you can to keep that clean. So again, glass, mirrors, it's isopropyl alcohol, and a razor. The latex walls, indoor walls, you want to use your hand. You're going to feel some bumps. You want to go take those away with the razor, and you want to dust it off. Okay. So as this is being done, now you'll see that the installers are moving to the first panel. We're going to install from left to right this time. Now I want to say something here. The reason that we're installing from left to right is because we're in an open environment. But know this, if you are working in a closed environment, such as a cabinet, such as what I'll call it a cavity, I suggest you work from the center out. Reason being is you have 2 chances to get it right. When you're in a box and you're working on the left, you have 1 chance to get it right. You give yourself 2. 2 chances are better than 1. So that's how we work inside of a box. So back to the video is you'll see now that the installers have prepped the material, they've prepped the wall, now they're going to the first panel left. You'll see as they start to put up the first panel with a 2-inch margin of material that's been stripped away from the base, they put it into position. The second installer is helping put that into position from below, and they register it according to a blue chalk line. We call that blue chalk line our baseline. That's our Solar Art baseline. And we always keep a straight line so that our panels can progressively move left or right. But you'll notice that this baseline, it's not done kissing the far left. No, 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 no. It's outside that left side. It is determining the first panel in position. That is a very critical step. So just make sure that you measure your first panel, you adopt your baseline, tag it to the wall, and you make sure that panel kisses that baseline. The baseline is the goal at this point. The media is kissing the baseline. So as John, our installer on top, is squeegeeing the media down, you notice that he's working in triangles. He's moving center, left, right, center, left, right. We work in triangles, okay? That is forgiving for the material. It can be a very hard material or a very soft material, but what you don't want to do is stretch that material. So the best way to do is keep a constant pattern. Constant pattern. Stay with that pattern. Don't go this way and that way. Never push the material. Just brush it. Just brush it. Triangle. Okay? Be very nice with that stuff, and it'll be nice to you. So you'll see the men are putting the media up. You'll see as they come down, they're coming to the end. They're releasing that material, and they hand it off to another installer to take it away. Always keep that area as clean as possible. So now that that first panel is being permanently affixed to the wall, we trim it away. We trim away some edges that are gonna be what we call bleed, and that makes that first panel a base, kissing the base line. Now we're ready for the second panel. You'll see they're now registering the second panel. As the second panel is the same as the first panel, they register it. Now you're gonna see something different. This is the first time they're using a registration tape, a blue low-tack tape, between the panels. What that does is that enables you to go downward and make sure you're doing your job correctly. It registers the work. If you don't use it, you can go like this, one tweak, one small tweak, and it's completely off. And it becomes very difficult to release the material. So I suggest you use the blue tape between panels, and then you score it, okay? You don't cut the wall, you score it. You just cut the tape, lift it off. There you go. So you have that relationship between this piece of tape on the existing permanent panel and this panel that's going to be installed right now. So as you see them pulling the same, doing the same triangles, working with each other, working in tandem, they look at the blue tape, good, we're hitting it, we're hitting it, we're hitting it, and they come to the bottom and they trim top and bottom. That process is repeated as many times as it has to be done until the job is done. Here we are, now we're on the last panel, and the last panel, as you see, it's nicely registered, everything's looking really good. We've got 3 edges that we need to trim, and the job is done. This is important, installers. You're gonna need some tools. You're gonna need a screwdriver, you're gonna need a pair of pliers, you're gonna have to take off door handles, you're gonna have to take off some hinges, possibly. You're gonna have to take off other things. So a Phillips head screwdriver and a regular traditional flathead is good. A pair of pliers, maybe needle nose. Now also too is, as you see us reaching this end panel, we're going to start to look at the whole job in all of its glory, and we're going to go massage it with the seams. We use a heat gun. That's what you're seeing right here. We go back to the seams and we marry those seams with heat, okay? That makes that a better mural, a better product, a longer lasting product. And it also too, it integrates color. It's really kind of cool how that does it. It welds. It welds the color onto each other. So the seams become even more diluted in the beautiful work. I'd like to address also too, is if you end up with bubbles in your adhesion, in applying the material, how am I gonna get around that? Okay, first of all, outdoors, okay, outdoor vehicle wraps, outdoor applications. If you get a bubble, the best way to get rid of that is to lift it up, relay it down with a heat gun, okay? There's a trick you can do, and you can puncture, you can push a little hole in the material. I recommend you only doing that on inside installs, okay? You do it outside, rain's gonna leak in, things can happen, moisture, and that's gonna end up being a short-term install. So this is what you have to do. Look at the whole job when it's done. Make sure that everything is consistent, everything is seamlessly integrated, and it looks beautiful. You pick up all your trash, you put it in a bag, You came in there with everything, you take everything out of the building. All of your trash, all of your supplies, all your materials. And we go in clean, we leave clean. What you want to bring on location is you want to bring yourself a straight edge. I'd say the bigger the better, because you may have to go from top to bottom and create a whole new line. So I'd say a good 8-foot straight edge would be perfect. Bring that with you. You're gonna need a knife, you need blades, you need trash bags to pick up your liner, okay? Yeah, and that stuff gets huge, so you put it in your bag, you take it with you, okay? You're gonna need your blue tape, your frog tape, okay? I'd suggest get yourself some 1/2-inch tape, get yourself a 2-inch tape for places that really need a little bit of a fixing. What you also wanna do is you want your heat gun, and you also want your extension cord. Maybe you want 2 extension cords because you may be in some area that you can't mend the media together. What you also want to do is you want to get yourself a plumb, a chalk line, okay? Call it what you want, but you want chalk line, okay? And that gives you a true line from top to bottom, okay? So that is most important. I can't emphasize your chalk line any more than I'm doing right now. Make sure that chalk line is true. Use gravity, take it right to the bottom, bam, tap the wall, okay? Also too, you see that I'm wearing installer gloves, okay? That's just a preference. My hands tend to be slightly, maybe oily, and I use the gloves and I keep the media clean. Also too is you'll see that we're using different squeegees. The different squeegees have different results. There's one squeegee that I use, I call it a felt bar. The felt bar is all felt and it's all forgiving. And that's what I use to get the media in. I bury it in. When I'm doing vehicle wraps, I go like on bumpers and good things like that. For me, the felt bar, the little thick white felt bar, is very diversified. Have yourself a felt bar, have yourself a long hard squeegee, and the back of it with felt on it. Hey everybody, listen again. Thank you very much for watching this video. We are going to continue to make more videos, installing on glass, installing on vehicles, good things like that. So this is going to be a progressive collection of how-tos from Solar Art here at the corporate headquarters in Irvine. Again, thank you very much. I'm Michael Robas. I run the graphics department here. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.